to Off the Record News. I'm your host, Diana Longery. Thank you for tuning in. Our program this evening is brought to you from the CTV studios out of Roseville. Now, this program, we are going to be focusing on the City of Grant and some of the recent discussions that occurred at their City Council meeting. Now, to help me with this report is Council Member Lauren Cedarstrom from the City of Grant. Thank you, Mr. Cedarstrom, for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. We have a lot of interesting clips. As you know, they're somewhat dysfunctional out there. There isn't a year that goes by that they don't change everything from, for example, like having real minutes to just action only. They no longer have public comment. They keep changing the procedures. We don't follow Robert's Rules of Order or anything resembling that. You can't take things off the consent agenda unless you have a motion, a second, and a majority vote. Many times there's no discussion. Tonight we'll be showing you one where they didn't vote, but they said it passed anyway. But we have two former Superfund sites within the city of Grant. And of course, you well know there's that $850 million settlement for 3M. Now, 3M dumped in both the Bel Air sanitation and there's something called the 3M Township dump site. And I'll be showing you some data on that later. But what we've been fighting to do is get things on the agenda, and they say you have to submit information, bring it up for discussion, and then you have to have a vote of the majority. Well, obviously, if you're on the minority, you're never going to get anything discussed. So that's what this first clip is about. So if we could go to the first clip, this is a rather long one. They're not always that long, but they are explaining what the procedure is to get things on the agenda. So if we could see that clip, please.
Explanatory note here about how our agenda works and how individual council members, groups of council members or staff put things on. It has been the city's policy for years and years to only place things on agendas if either a majority of council members agree to that or one of the staff feels that we need some sort of an action item. Why do we do that? Because if we were able to put things on without having that agenda the month before settled upon or having staff talk about that, we could have situations, and we have had situations before, where this council is talking about individual members of our public who have no idea they're being talked about. They have no way to come here and defend themselves. They have no way to come here and know what is being said about them. That has happened to businesses, it's happened to individuals, it's not allowed. So, unless staff requests something, or a majority of the council requests something the month before, so notice can be sent out to those affected individuals, it is out of order. It will not be added. It's simply out of order, and we will not entertain it. With that said, I do have a request by staff to amend the agenda, and I'm going to go ahead and read this off as I wrote it to myself here as an explanatory note to myself. As requested by staff, I move to